I have a very fun story to share with you today. It's called Clark the Shark Dares to Share. It is written by Bruce Hale and it is illustrated by Guy Francis. And what's fun about this is look, I have this little dedication. Paisley Ramsey bought that for me. Thanks, Miss Paisley. I always love seeing those stickers of friends that have bought me stories. Here we go. Clark the Shark loved school. He loved his teacher and he loved learning. But sometimes Clark got a little mixed up. One marvelous morning, Mrs. Inkydink told Clark's class, "Time for show and share." Benny Blowfish went first. He played a song so sweet and sassy that Clark couldn't help but dance his funky shark dance with a hip and a hop and a skilly willy wop. "Sit down, please," said Mrs. Inkydink. "But I was sharing too," said Clark. "Sharing is caring," said Mrs. Inkydink, "and everyone must learn to wait their turn." "I get it," said Clark, but he didn't really. At Reading Roundup, Amanda Eelwiggle won a scrumptious prize for reading the most books. "Sea slug ice cream?" asked Clark. "Yum, yum, I want some." "That's up to Amanda," said Mrs. Inkydink. "But sharing is caring," cried Clark. Mrs. Inkydink nodded. "Yes, I'm aware, but the giver chooses when to share." "Sharing is confusing," said Clark. In reef hockey, Clark chose to share his spectacular skills. "Hockey is awesome," he roared. Clark front faked and back faked and he stick checked and decked. In the end, Clark did everything but pass the puck. His teammates were cranky. "Hey, hotshot, let someone else score, why don't you?" said his best friend, Joey Mackerel. "But we all shared the win," said Clark. Coach Krabby scowled. "A win's not okay unless we all get to play." "Sharing is complicated," said Clark. After school, Clark and Joey Mackerel played Sea Wars at Joey's house. "Wow, is that Dark Vader?" asked Clark. "Best birthday present ever," said Joey. "Want to play with Fluke Skywalker?" Clark really wanted Dark Vader, but Joey asked him to wait his turn. Then, when Joey went to get them a snack, Clark couldn't resist. "Must be my turn." It was, after all, the coolest toy ever. "Sea Wars rocks!" cried Clark. "Pow, bam, crunch!" Oops. What happened? Can you see? What happened to it? "Clark," yelled Joey, "you broke it." "Sorry," said Clark. "I was sharing." Joey shook his head. "That's not sharing," he said. "That's taking and breaking." Clark the shark swam home, befuddled and bewildered. He didn't understand sharing at all. And when he arrived, Clark found he wasn't the only one who didn't get it. "Mom," cried Clark, "my cap! He borrowed it, he bit it, and now it's ruined." "Teething or no teething," Clark's mother said, "that's no way to treat a cap." She told his brother to ask before borrowing, but she told Clark, "You have heaps of caps, and if you have a lot, why not share a lot?" But Clark didn't want to hear it. He swam to his room and sulked up a storm. Sharing is caring, Clark grumbled. It's not taking and breaking. But this only reminded him of what he'd done at Joey's house. Clark's head hurt, as if a big shark he thought was trying to break free. So sharing is waiting your turn, letting everyone play. The giver chooses when, not taking and breaking, and giving what you've got a lot of. Sharing was confusing. But, thought Clark, it also might be worth getting right. Mom, he asked, will you help me bake something? The next day, Clark gave Joey a home-baked krill cake and made a big sharky apology. I think I'll share this with the whole class, said Joey. Excuse me. I think I'll share this with the whole class, said Joey. Really, said Clark. Really, said Joey. And when Amanda Eelwig saw all that cake being cut up, she said, you know what goes really well with krill cake? No, what? Said Clark. Sea slug ice cream. And just like that, she scooped her treat onto everyone's plate. Clark the shark looked around at all his classmates enjoying a cake and ice cream, and he got a warm, wiggly feeling way down deep inside. What is it, Clark? Asked Mrs. Inky Dink. With a ginormous grin, Clark broke into the funkiest, sharkiest, funky shark dance ever. And this time, all his classmates joined him with a hip and a hop and a skiddly widdly wop. Sharing is sweet, cried Clark the shark. Okay, that was a fun story. Now today, instead of writing, I have a different challenge for you. I want you to try to remember some of the math we were doing before. So we're going to do a sharing page. So you're going to need a piece of paper. I want you to get a piece of paper and a pencil. And I'm going to start a problem for you. So let's say that you had 10 cookies. I'm just going to draw simple circles for my 10 cookies. Almost done. There they are. So I have 10 cookies. If I eat all 10 cookies, I'm going to have a bellyache, just like Bear did in our other story. So we want to share some. So I have 10 cookies, and I want you to pretend you're sharing 6 of them. Okay? So do you remember what we did in our story when we shared in our math problems? We X'd them out. So we're going to X out 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I want you to do, I'm going to start it, but I want you to finish it and send me a picture of your page. I want us to make a problem. So let's start with our whole part. Remember these? We've been doing these in class a lot. So we said there were 10 cookies. So that's our whole. We shared 6. So I want you to figure out what number goes here. How many are left? So I want you to draw your illustration and mark them out. Fill in this and then write a sentence. So you're going to start with how many you had. 10. Take away. We took away 6 equals. So I want you to fill in this blank. How many were left? So do a number bond. Do a number sentence. See if you can do a second one with a different number. Maybe you can have 10 cookies and give away a different amount and write a number bond and a number sentence to go with it. Work on your takeaway. Work on your sharing. It's always a good thing to work on. Send me a picture. I would love to see your math work today. Have a great day. Bye.